No.
New.
This
like
is a semi-first stewarding stream.
Oh, spits.
That's it. We are live.
This is a semi-first stewarding stream for round whatever of the whatever series, and I am not doing this voice the entire time.
Brilliant.
It's round 3.
Absolutely brilliant.
Round 3. Okay. Okay.
Who's got the spreadsheet?
I do in a tab over here.
Okay.
Lap 1, turn 3.
No.
What car?
Car 222.
Car.
Can I point something out? Are they meant to have video on the stream? Because it's just the static.
I've changed that scene now.
Yep.
Car something something two something.
223. Oh, apologies. 222.
222. And what lap?
Yep.
Lap 1.
Lap 1, turn 3.
Reported
Turn
38.
3. Sorry, I don't actually have a timestamp on this. I thought I did.
Just lap 1, turn 3.
Here, technically. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
This is technically turn 4, but we'll gloss over that.
We'll go back. How about here? We'll start from here.
This is technically turn 2. We're coming up, and turn 3 is ahead of us.
Play it.
I'm gonna
Just hit play.
Just roll it.
So Seffi's reporting the dip.
Oh dear.
They've explicitly reported for failure to hold brakes.
Should we go again on that one? Because that kind of flew by.
Yeah.
Well, we just need on
Yeah,
board.
it did.
We'll go from here.
This was a mistake.
That Aston did not sound happy.
Okay, and then this one.
Yep. Not immediately. Let's see it again.
Looks like they had help and just lost it.
Yeah. But yeah, they've definitely had brakes over.
Is there anything else anyone wants to see?
Nope.
I don't want to see that livery again. I've already had to see it once in real life. Please.
So does anybody have an opinion?
I think so.
Go on and Bolly.
Well, I want to say it's either a racing incident or no further action. The report was explicitly because the 38 didn't hold brakes, but we saw that they did.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no incident here. There's no reportable incident here, as it were. All right.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I mean, I'd argue it was under control until it wasn't, and at the point it wasn't under control, the brakes were applied. So I'd probably say no further action. Like, it's really unfortunate, but by the rules, like control, then lost it, and then the brakes come on.
It's unlucky, but there's nothing wrong with what they've done.
Agreed. What you gonna do?
Yep.
So
No
I'm-
action for me.
You've
Yeah,
lost it. You did everything correct.
I'd struggle to see anything else, so
Yeah.
I'd have to agree.
Okay, so no further action between 38 and 222. 38 does hold brakes, as instructed to do so after the incident.
Yeah, they did
Those
everything
hold
right. It was
brakes.
just unfortunate.
Okay, next report is lap 1, turn 8. We've got both the drivers reporting each other for this incident. It is as your goat 765 reporting Danny, number 44, and obviously Danny reporting as your goat.
turn
I think
A.
it's just back from here. Yeah, it's the S's, the start of the S's.
This bit. Oh no, wait, no.
Yes,
This
back
bit.
more.
Okay. Bolly, do you need anything to write, or are you good from that point?
I've written it up. I've
You've
just
written
said it holds brakes as
Yeah, well-
instructed to do so, and what followed was unfortunate, but not their fault.
Obviously, we discussed the scribe doesn't necessarily need to take part in the viewing of the instance. That was Fez's gripe, so we'll just play on.
So this
Yep.
is reported by 2, right? This is each of them reported each other.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
Mutually assured destruction.
Okay, so just hit play.
Right, off we go.
Sidebar, I'm moving those columns over to Echo Foxtrot.
Way. Did anybody see that?
Was that your
Yes,
replay?
rear end.
Yeah, was that your replay?
I don't think it was my replay. Hold on, try that again. We'll try that again.
It's
Whoa.
Hang on, let me fire up my one quickly, see if mine does that.
I was about to say, I'm going to check mine as well.
I think
Yeah.
this is when. So I'm pretty sure like Snow was like looking at the replay on the stream when this happened.
Oh, did you rewind for a replay?
I might have done, actually, yeah.
Yeah, because that happens if you rewind.
Brilliant.
We're right at the point of contact, too. Good job, Snow.
You know what? You know why? Because I was looking at the previous instant. I was trying to look at the previous instant we've just discussed.
Oh, no.
Because something happened in the background. I was like, "Hey, what's that over there?" Pushed the wrong
Yes,
button.
we've all
You get hyper fixated on the first murdered.
I pushed the wrong. I pushed the wrong button and looked at the wrong driver as well.
So Snow was commenting and suddenly squirrel.
we're just gonna have to wait.
Snow just gets hyper fixated on the first incident. You could kick his shins and you could get away with a bank robbery.
I mean, I can throw the.
That's the point where, while Snow is distracted, that's when you do something else on the track. You won't get.
I mean, I can put the replay up so we can see it without the,
Yeah.
like freeze, but obviously it won't be available to the broadcast.
No, you're right. It won't. I don't have enough
There's-
technical wizardry in order to make that work.
Okay, so quickly go through this then. Oh. Okay.
So, what is the wording on the report for Danny reporting Azure?
In that position, Azure lost the car, it slowed drastically on the racing line, causing me to hit and damaging my car in the process.
Okay, and?
Another option is he slowed far too fast for me to even think about avoidance.
Okay, and? That's all I have. It's just interesting.
Can you let this be play out a couple more seconds?
Just go straight forward.
Yeah, position not returned.
I mean, hang on, I want to go back and see what Goat did quickly.
And you just got snap oversteer on entry. Yeah, just too much brake and lost the rear.
But I wouldn't say it was like overly slow on entry.
No, it was
Especially
it was a
considering-
slight snap and control, wasn't it?
I'd say, especially considering Snooty was ahead of him. Like, I mean, what's the? Like it's not. I wouldn't consider it overly slow.
No.
It's not like he's parked on the apex.
11 clicks slower.
I have my opinion on it.
Do you want to start off, Plasma?
Yeah, Ken. I'd have to just buy the books. 3 for Danny. They just drove straight through Azure. Azure makes a mistake, but it's the responsibility of the car behind, plain and simple, to not run into the back of them. It's not like he brake checked them either.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Does anyone else have any different opinions to that?
Nope.
No, I'm in
No
agreement.
objection.
3 to Danny.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 3 DWP to 44.
Yep. So
Um,
next instant snow.
Yep.
It is lap 1, turn 10 between Skylar Vixen and Azure Goat.
Is it
And
Skylar
Azure did not have
reporting?
a good time.
Yeah, Skylar reporting Azure. 765 brakes late into turn 10, heading for the inside, forcing 660 to open up to avoid contact.
Here we go.
Where that was it.
We'll go again. This was still when I was looking at a replay, so it was a bit of a snap, but you see the general gist of it. We'll go from first person. Scroll all the way up the list to find Azure. There we go.
Nate, we might have
Does anyone else need to see anything else?
No, I think I'm good. If everyone else is.
Yep.
Yep.
Saber, you good?
I'm good.
I'm good.
So who wants to go first then? What do we think?
We'll start with Saber.
I'm kind of leaning towards no further action. Like, I get that Skylar lost the position due to it, but like,
It's NFA for me. Skylar opened up. If Azure did go too deep and hit Skylar, would 100% be Azure's fault. No doubt about it, but Skylar avoided it, and he made the corner. It wasn't like he barely kept it on track. It was a very aggressive and mean move, but there's nothing there to penalize for me.
Can I just interrupt you on that one? So, are we saying no penalty because there was no contact, but would have been a penalty if there was contact?
Well, no, I mean, Skylar got out of the way and kind of opened up the space for him to go through. If you ask me if Skylar kept their line, they would have either been lightly tapped or would have just driven away anyways, looking at it. But
Yeah.
And in the essence of races I would have done, I would have been pissed to be the driver getting overtaken there, but I would never think that this would be a penalty. Like I wouldn't like it being done on me, but I can't see anything rule breaking with it.
Bolly,
neither.
what's
I
your?
was going to say, for what it's worth, I only just saw that last. I only just saw that one replay because I only just finished typing out the thing. But I saw.
Okay.
I agree with what Osmo said. Basically,
Blade?
I probably, if I was being harsh, I'd say at worst a warning to be careful when you coming back up through the field, but NFA otherwise.
If I'm interrupting,
Mhm.
Fez says, ask Snow if he wants my replay to get rid of possible jumps.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
go
I
on
do
then.
have that message. You'll have to download it, but in the meantime, we can just go with this. I would argue this is a warning because you can't just force your way through traffic like that. I don't like
Excuse me a minute, guys. Sorry.
implication that it's not a penalty because Skylar got out of the way. I mean, if it just feels a bit of a cop out. I would definitely. I would say a warning because of making Skylar jump out of the way.
So same thing.
If we'd have looked at it the other way, if Skylar had been turned around by Goat, we would have gone 3D WP, like because you've shot up the inside. So I feel like NFA is not the correct call, and I believe it should be a warning.
I'm inclined to
You
I'm
first.
inclined to agree with you, but with the jump, I can't tell if it was just a excuse me, or if it was a get the expletive deleted out of the way.
While we wait for Snow to play it through, I'll bring it up on my side.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
while I understand your point of where you're coming from, I would hazard to disagree because then that also kind of sets the precedent for moves where you can either be a hero or a zero. If you just even think about it, it's immediately no, because there will be times that sometimes your only option is to go for a hard move. That is your only opportunity. And if you can make it work, it looks great and it's great hard racing. But then if it doesn't, well, then obviously it would be a penalty if this didn't work.
I get the hero zero stuff, but again, I'd argue Goat came from like 2.5 car lengths back and forced his way up. It's different if you're like front bumper to rear bumper and you're sort of there and you're nosing up the inside, but this was just like a bit of a send.
Okay, if this
Yeah,
is a
but not
warning-
every car is going to be front to rear. Like, if to pull an example, Saber would pull 2 car lengths on me every single time we went on the front straight, Porsches versus GTR, even when I was on his rear bumper. There's just sometimes your only option is a move like this, and I don't agree with the idea of sometimes an aggressive move automatically constitutes a warning. It just doesn't seem right, because then that basically can narrow out or completely edge out some cars from even being able to try to battle.
This is a warning.
I'm leaning
Sorry.
towards no further action still because like Azure just came off of that previous incident, so he has like 30 tires. He's probably not ready to like race with a group of AMs when he was just in the pro class. So
Yeah, although
That's
I
why
could
I'm
argue,
leaning
in fact, you should take that in consideration as well. In fact, your car won't be up to grip, especially in first lap. Especially.
Replays back up.
Yep.
I would argue with you on that one, Blade, that yeah, that's something you'd have to take into consideration, especially as a pro class driver.
Yep.
all right, who are we looking at
Hold
now?
on now.
So we can look at it now without jumps on it.
You're not streaming to us, no. So to go back to the point, if this is a warning, then what is it explicitly a warning for?
Sorry, was that to me?
Yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming from. I'm just wondering if there was a warning to go, what for?
Because it's just what we're basically saying is it's like, oh yeah, you can just send it up the inside, and if the car ahead of you avoids you, you can get away with it. Like you can't. Like I'm not saying don't be aggressive, like we've discussed. Like there is like some really good aggressive moves, but the distance away that this car is, I just think it's aggressive driving, and I feel like it's just racing etiquette.
Yeah,
Because I mean,
especially during
arguably
lap one.
he mounted the curb and they did have minor contact. Like, okay, it was like a love tap, and there was probably not even paint transfer, but it just.
Did they though? It looks like
Is it not?
Skylar fully avoided the situation.
But again, we're now saying that if there's a car behind you, you have to avoid them, rather than saying to the car behind that it's your job to pass safely.
It's a very good point.
Yep. I agree with Nate with that one.
Because
And
again,
either
here,
way, there's a good point's gonna be turned into kind of a moot point, because you're going to be favoring your attacking car, or you're going to be favoring your defending car. Either way, you're shutting down one end of the spectrum.
But again, it all
you don't
depends
get
on the situation. Like different incidents can have different outcomes, regardless if they're similar in nature.
Is the door open here for a move? Is a move on?
I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, that looks more evasive. That him
Evasive
pulling on the
maneuver.
curb looks more evasive than
Skylar gets out of the way for it. I think I can see where you're coming from, mate.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
arguing this is a warning. I'd put it down as a warning.
I'd go
That's
down
But
as
again,
a
a
warning for
warning.
this as well.
We're not discouraging aggressive driving, but we're discouraging expecting cars to jump out of your way just because you believe yourself to be the faster driver.
yeah, I'd go with a warning for unsportsmanlike on that one.
What exactly are we warning for? Because I need to write this out, of course.
Driving standards.
Yeah.
Aggressive overtake. Minor contact.
I disagree on minor contact. I didn't
Is it
see
actually
in the
contact?
update.
No, I don't think
I
there
didn't
is
see
contact,
contact.
but
Hang on, let me have a closer look.
Just aggressive. Driving standards is aggressive. That'll be leave it as that. Keep it short and sweet.
it's just the fact is, right, if Azure had a turn Skylar around, we would all be sitting here going, yeah, this is clear cut 3DWP for a takeout. Like, it's very different to
No, there is
like we
contact.
saw at Indianapolis, where Czar and I forget who it was met on the apex and turned each other around.
There is only slight.
There is.
It's a paint
20
trade, if anything. So not minor contact, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
I've got it
Yeah.
in a different view. It's a very, very slight scrape. So yeah, no,
Yeah,
take
they
that
just
bit out.
kissed it.
So I'm going. So I've got car 765 goes a move from a long way back, and car 660 opens the steering to avoid contact. If they hadn't done so, this would have been a lot worse.
Yeah, because I mean, we always talk about people and self-preservation and like not like ruining their own race for the sake of being stubborn. And I think Skylar was smart and avoided this situation to save her own race. And I don't think we can fault her for that in any way. Because again, if she had just stuck to the apex, she would have turned herself around, probably would have been collected by all the cars behind her and ruined her own race.
Yeah.
If there had been contact, this could have become a multi-car pile-up.
But
Okay,
it's
well,
gonna
we
become a
look at the
multi-car
incident, not the
I know.
consequences of it.
So car 660 opens the steering to avoid contact.
So the next instant is lap 1, turn 10 again at this very corner.
Mhm.
Between
Anchor and Dolby.
Who?
Number 40 Anchor
Number.
reporting
what-
Dolby, which I think is number 5 Dolby.
Yeah. So right. Okay. Okay, we'll go from here.
This one.
Oh, this one, he says.
The one I took advantage.
Oh boy.
Oops.
Give me just a second. I need to pull up the current Stewards regulations.
Now I need to find the corner again. Here we go.
It's on the track.
Oh, Plasma, what would you say to that?
So this is same scope as how I see Azure, but on the end that's too far. So this is where I would penalize, because there's an obvious lack of racing room. I mean, he quite literally shoves 2 cars wide, one of which doesn't get any chance to stay on circuit. Yeah, that's where it goes too far for me. So that one's slam dunk. I wouldn't be 100% confident in how to penalize it, but I could very easily see 1 all the ways up to 3. So I'd kind of leave that to counsel you guys on the rest of it.
If
And
I
can
may.
you run that again?
Oh,
Yep.
Hang on, let Spitzer have his say while it runs again.
In the current version, not the version that we're waiting to go live, but in the current version of the sporting regulations 521, drivers that force other drivers to avoid contact are also not allowed.
Yep.
Does that mean that we need to reconsider the previous incident?
Do we want to see it again?
What,
This
this one?
or the previous one?
No, this one.
The
Please.
previous one we already gave 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already gave warning. So.
I mean, I think we're all in agreement it's a penalty, but it's just
Yeah,
How
definitely.
much?
how much?
Can I break the ice with this one? Can I say 2 a DWP on this one?
What's your reason?
It's a very aggressive overtake and not taking consideration there's 2 cars on the side as well. It's a forceful overtake.
I agree with the 2, but for a slightly different reason. Well, slightly different worded reason. Shouldering 2 cars off the track.
That's a better explanation.
I mean, I'm happy to go for 2, but I would potentially argue 3 because of the positions lost. Because Anchor loses 2 places, and Paula loses. Well,
2.
Anchor loses 3 technically. 1 to Dolby, 1 to Blade Wolf, 1 to me, and Paula loses 2. 1 to Dolby, 1 to Blade Wolf.
Yeah, I would be comfortable with that, but I didn't know how you guys felt about it.
We have to look at the incident, not the outcome. Not necessarily
Exactly.
the outcome.
I'm leaning towards myself.
The rule is that he still does shove a car off track and does not return position. 2 cars at that. So for me by the book, that's where I would see it.
What do we think? 2 or 3 then? What are we feeling? I've already said I think 3. I think Blade Wolf said 2.
Personally, I think 3. 2 cars lost out on that.
Yeah,
Like Dolby had no chance of staying on the inside there.
Is this driving skills as well then?
I would also like to mention too that I think pretty much all but his right 2 wheels were off the track as well.
Yep.
Even I do believe there was space there, so it might be a moot point to mention that. But all but 2 wheels were off track.
Yeah. Well done to both of them to avoid a worse situation.
Exactly. I was about to mention that.
So it's just car 5 goes. Yeah, it's just car 5 just goes for a really late move. And or is it late? It just goes for a really aggressive move, and
you already see 2 people side by side, and you try and force them to make it 3 wide.
That's where he's braking.
See, the thing is, the move could be on, but like especially if it was 1 car. But it's just he just drives through both of these cars almost. He acts as if they're not there. That's my biggest issue. And
unlike Azure, he doesn't keep it close to the inside. That's the thing.
That's where that's what I was saying. These are similar in my mind, but Azure was within what I could accept, and this is way past.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So are we settled on 3DWP then?
Yep, 3D.
Yeah.
What's the other car involved? 40 and 148. Okay.
No. Excuse me. 40 and 5 and 5.
No. 148 is Paul. There's 2 cars that are forced off, and
Yep.
I was on 0 and 148 are forced off by 5.
Okay, so
I was on
next
148
incident.
because you can see that Paula, she's already lined up on the race line to take the corner, so she was always going to go for that line. So this was a door that was always closing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. Next instant.
Next incident is lap 1, turn 16. Skylar Vixen, 660, reporting Geeg number 41. What were you going to say,
16.
Spitz?
I'm having to get ready for work, so I might not be able to look at this one the entire way.
No problem.
Right, so it's coming into Crocodile.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. This one here.
I thought turn 16 was the last corner.
Is it?
Right. That's what they said. Turn 16. They've also timestamped about 1:20 if that helps.
Oh, there it is.
Wee!
No.
Okay. Right, okay, ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Bonk.
Okay.
On board. Actually, it's probably not that useful from 360's perspective.
Yeah, we'll still get there. Just let us get through these.
I have an opinion already on this one.
I do, but we still need to get through cockpit views.
Like a little hit-in chime just in the background.
A car has fucked up.
Ultima!
I think Scarlet should put it on level.
Please don't touch my car.
Just from what I've seen, like I said, I'm kind of in and out because I'm kind of getting ready for work. Just from what I've seen, it looks like a racing incident to me.
I have two questions, and both of them will kind of be answered by kind of a top-down view of car 41.
Is that you asking for a top-down view of 41,
Please.
Ollie? Okay.
Yes,
Zoom! Go on.
not that fast, no.
What about that?
Okay, that'll
Yep.
do.
Okay.
Go for it.
I pull my opinion.
Right.
Go through that one more time again.
Yeah, I retract my opinion.
So what's
But can
your opinion?
Can I just have chase cam of Geek, please?
To answer your question, Blade, dive bomb.
I have my opinion on this.
Got an opinion.
And especially the way I want to word it,
What if you?
if I may.
Uh,
So this will
unless
be
anyone
relevant.
wants to see anything else.
No.
This will be important, especially for future. So I would one DWP for 41 for avoidable contact. 41 goes for a late move and fails to draw alongside by the turn-in point of the corner. And I guarantee you could go around every single lap for the 660 and go find the point where they turn in. So it's not like they unnaturally turned in early and then just caused collision. That was the natural turn-in point for the corner. So I want to kind of stress that 41 failed to draw alongside by the turn-in phase and then drove straight into the side of the 660, and it was an avoidable collision. So yeah, that would just be plain and simple one for me, but definitely a penalty.
I am entirely in agreement. And in fact, I'd like you to repeat that so I can use that exact wording potentially in the write-up. But
I will
I'm in
type if
agreement.
you everyone else talks.
Just Saber, you've not had a word. Yeah. What do you think?
I agree with the one, but I would like to note that if you're going to give the position back, maybe don't park it on the apex, because I think Jasper and Steffi almost had a secondary incident trying to avoid Geek.
Oh, can I look behind?
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can
maybe
note
we
that.
want to go.
No.
Uh,
Just yeah.
Can we go 1+ warning then potentially?
The avoidance
I'll
was
agree with
strong
that.
with this one.
Yep. 1+ warning. 1 for contact, no advantage gain. Warning, unsafe place to concede.
I wouldn't say it's a warning, but I feel like we should note it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't say warning, let's just
Oh.
note it for future.
A warning or a note, either or. That's just
Yeah.
a terrible place to rejoin.
So are we saying 1 DWP to Geek then?
Yep. 1 to 41.
I messaged you how I would have worded it, Bolly.
Thank you.
41
got it.
DWP to car 1.
Yeah. 1 DWP to 41. I got it.
Do we even have a card one?
No, we don't.
I didn't
We
think
have
so.
a car 2.
Someone's
got a
gonna
car
join in
too.
mid-season and get DQ'd for the next 4 races off the spot.
5.
All right. So next one is lap 2, turn 1. Sephi.
Oh,
number
we're just past
222.
lap 1. 222.
Yeah, reporting car 7, Jake Hudson, and car 529, Wolf in Foxdale.
Okay.
Car 7 dive bombs car 222 into turn 1, causing surrounding cars to take evasive action. Car 529 did not turn in enough to turn 1 and hits car 7. Car 529 ricochets and hits car 222.
Basically, Sephi's reporting that she got double whammied by 2 cars going for the same.
Just
Oh,
on a technicality, this is turn 2.
what? There's the incident. I missed that because I was concentrating on the corner number. Hold on, we'll go again.
This is turn 2, by the way, if you didn't
What?
know. Oh my
Ooh.
goodness.
Just play it. Just play it.
Can I
God.
see a top down from like far behind the rear of the car?
Hold on a second.
Of
There's still one
Wolfen's.
car that we need to see.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think you spotted one.
Just
I
a
think I
second.
spotted.
Can somebody check out that instant form, in the sense that
I
how
got
was
it.
written?
Car 7 dive bombs 222 into turn 1, causing surrounding cars to take evasive action.
Is there any information missing from that form?
Mm,
No, doesn't
No.
look like it.
Why? Car 529 did not turn enough to turn 1 and hits car 7. Car 529 ricochets and hits 222.
Okay. Nope, just checking.
Why ask?
So
Just
basically,
curious.
can you do a chase cam, but from just like a lot higher up?
On what, 7?
7 or the Lambo that got turned. Either is fine.
Oh, hold on.
Careful, Snow.
Yep.
Good save.
How's that, Plasma?
A little higher, but
Sorry, lads. I need to go to work.
Yep.
Alright,
catch you
cheers
later
for your
then,
help,
Spitzer.
Andreas. Thank you.
Thanks for
Yes.
coming.
This has been a
Spitz.
See Me First stewarding session.
It's not
Thanks for
finished
yet.
watching.
It's not finished.
I'm going to work, so these gentlemen will play you home. Have a nice day.
Drive him safely.
Right, is this okay, Plasma?
a little higher. No, you're fine. You're fine. No.
Play it.
I've got my opinion.
I think I have my opinion as well.
Can you just play that one more time? I'm pretty sure I got mine, but
Do you want me to shift the angle a bit to the left?
it rotated about 3 degrees, 3 radians to the
Radians,
northeasterly
good boy.
quarter.
Have you seen
Alright.
what you needed to see, or were you studying a compass?
Yes. No, that's an azimuth. Come on. I was talking about algebra.
Guys, come on.
But no, I got mine. We're good.
Alright, Blades.
Me? It's a tough one, but I'd probably say it's a racing incident at worst. Just that it's got the number 7 got bonked into and he spun himself. Yes, it's a bit of a dive bomb, but there was a massive gap.
Plasma.
Honestly, as much as I don't want to defend the move by the 7, the 529 just kind of understeers into them.
Yep.
Like the 7, that's a very rude and late move, but they did everything they needed to. The 529 just understeered into them, plain and simple to me.
I mean, actually, Nate, what do you think?
I think that we spent too much time on this incident. I mean, 529 understeers out of the corner because they're too hot into it. They bounce off the 7, which realistically had no right being there, and then spear across into Sephi. It's really clumsy by the 529 and the 7, but I'd probably argue it's racing incident.
Yeah, I'd have a hard time arguing anything else. I mean, it's almost
in
2 into
agreement.
1, and then the 222 just kind of comes in wrong place, wrong time as well.
I'd probably go with Racing Instant on that one as well.
You've given me an awful long one to try and write up. Understeers into the corner and hits turn 7 and hits hits car 7 that probably shouldn't have been there.
So next incident.
I don't think. Yeah, whatever.
What do you want to say, Saber?
It just hits car 7 that's going for, a bit of a dive bomb. But
no, I mean, 7 was
the fact that they happen at the
did
same
everything
time.
right. They made the corner. Like they left space on both sides. So
7 was definitely entitled to that space by that point in the corner. They had drawn well enough alongside, and I just don't think the 529 was prepared to account for that, and that's resulted in what it was. It was just kind of 2 into 1. There was road that they thought was there. There was no longer that road there. Yeah, and then suddenly it was gone, and then unfortunately the 222 is collected.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Can we
jump
move on
in.
to the next incident?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So next one is lap 10, turn 13, which is Crocodiles this time. Denak car 54 reporting Hoot Wheels 759. I was in a fight with Hoot and Sephi, following close behind Sephi's car going down mineshaft, trying to find a place to pass. Coming up to Crocodiles, Hoot moves up the inside of me, hits my car and causes me to spin while they continue to drive off without giving the position back.
Okay, so it's from here. Personally, I already have an opinion.
Play it through.
We have played it through.
We have, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, does anyone else have anything else they want to see?
nope.
Nope.
Right. Snow?
3. Take out. Advantage gained. Position not returned.
Yeah, I'm 3. Does anyone agree with that?
Yep.
3
Yeah.
as well.
3. I'd note that they also released their brakes into the back of Dip.
Denak.
Or not, sorry, yeah. They both drive Jags and they both start with a D. Cut me some
That's
slack.
sorted.
Takes you back to that
Um,
meme that Denak created of me. They're the same.
It's the same difference.
Next incident.
Yep.
Lap 11, turn 16. So this is a double report again. Fez Fox, car 86, reporting Danny, car 44, and vice versa. So Fez's report reads, Danny dives down the inside under braking. I feel I gave plenty of space before turning in, as my usual line for this corner is half the car over the curb. As I begin turning, Danny has failed to slow down sufficiently and is now driving straight when he should be turning left. I feel that had I not turned in, Danny would have missed the apex and ran wide for the corner. The position was not returned. And then Danny's report is, I make the corner and Fez turns in on me. It's an aggressive dive, but he still knew I'd be there. He should have left more time before he turned in. This also caused damage to my car in the process.
Okay. I've found it. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. One. Anyone need to see anything else?
Top-down view, please.
Of Fez.
Yeah, Fez, please. No. Scroll it back a moment. Just need to look at something. Add 4 points of contact. And yeah, slow it down. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Does anything else need to see? Anyone else need to see anything else?
Can you switch over to Danny's? I don't care what camera. I just want to see, like, just leave it paused. Alright, that's all. I just want to look at the pedal trace.
Through the whole instant?
No, I already saw what I needed to see. I just wanted to see because they were still on the brakes.
I'm going to be pretty controversial on this one, but I would probably go with Racing Incident. Can I just see where Danny is when he starts braking in relation to Fez? Just slow it down and roll it till he gets on the brakes.
He's technically on them now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, roll it back, like, I don't know, just a bit to when he's just coming on the brakes. And then can you F7 it for me?
So
That's fine, just there, just
Danny,
F7 there.
and then Fez is there.
Yeah, can I just get a top-down?
On Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to see how far away from Fez he is. It's about a car length. What would we deem? What would we deem a dive bomb, and what would we deem a quote-unquote plasma aggressive move? A car length, car and a half.
I would say this as well with an acceptable of a move, but I have also a different take on this whole incident.
What's your take then, Mr. Hot Take, Mr. Woke?
Shut up. Yeah, that's my take. Just silencing Nate for the rest of this. No, so I mean, Danny does get position. That this is going back to what we talked about the last time we were at this last corner. By turning, Danny does draw alongside, but I would like to point out he does not get a nose ahead, so he does not dictate the line of the corner. Fez still dictates the line of the corner, being the car ahead. He is just obligated to leave Danny space, which I believe in this case he does. He doesn't really squeeze him. He just turns in probably about a car and a quarter, if I had to estimate, a little bit more than that off of the apex, and Danny just understeers wide into him because he goes too late on the brakes. He was just a hair late, which is unfortunate, but I would put this on Danny because he did not dictate the line, but he drove like he did in this case.
Would you penalize this?
Can I just
yes.
see how much space Fez leaves? If Fez leaves it over a car's width, then I'd probably agree placing this on down.
It is.
So just roll it forward at like half speed.
Watch it from Fez's point of view because you won't see it from here.
Plenty of space there.
Yeah, so that's a car's width. I'd argue Danny was a day late and $1 short.
Yeah, I'd just say he was a hair late by the time he fully got into the brakes. And you can see that when you looked at his brake trace and when his pressure fully went up. And it was just too much.
God, I actually don't like this instantly. I think this is the first time I've actually been torn on an instant. I don't really know what to give this.
It is a little rude, should I say. But it's
by the full governance of the rules, that's where I make my decision of Fez dictated the line, but he was obligated to leave him space, which he did. Danny chuffed it up, and therefore it's Danny's fault.
Then how do you penalize that?
I think to call it a racing incident as such, I don't think that's a good idea. Because at the end of the day, where Fez had the line, Danny pushed through and effectively took position. That happened there. I wouldn't really say it warrants a 1 on Danny because it's not like it's a takeout. I would go personally for a warning on Danny for an aggressive overtake.
So I would argue at least a 1. And the way I see this is if you look at kind of when there's minor incidents, and granted we are not F1, but when you see minor incidents F1, you might see a tap that results in a 5-second penalty for whether it be just overtaking a car with minor contact or just causing a collision, versus up to 15 seconds if you fully force that car off track and they lose a bunch of positions, etc., or they lose significant time. Doesn't have to be positions, but you just fully force them off. This would be where I would enter that lower bracket, but still penalizing for it.
I
With
would.
So that's my take on it, because Fez absolutely dictated the line there. He had a nose ahead by the time the turn-in phase started, but Danny also had a car in there, deserved space, which he got, but then he took too much and caused contact of his own. They were both able to continue, but if it was by the rules, I would say 3, which I would argue is harsh, but also is by the book. If it was playing around in the gray area at discretion, I would say 1.
I can agree with Plasma on this.
But there hasn't been a decision from Plasma. Is it 3 or is it 1?
No. I said I would lean towards 1.
Yeah,
I think 3 is a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a decision. I would lean more towards the 1 on that one myself personally.
Okay. Nate.
I'm sort of torn between 1 or 2 because it just feels a bit clumsy. Like, you can make that move as long as you can hold the apex. Like, and obviously Danny sailed wide of it, and that's why they had contact. But at the same time, if you could drive, I don't want to say smart, but just change your approach, the chances are Fez would have got a better drive off the corner anyway because he could have tucked back under. So, I mean, I believe the fault to be at Danny, so if we're majority set on a 1, I'm happy for a 1, but I would maybe lean onto a 2.
I'm happy with it too, because that seems like middle of the road.
I think the reason why it's a 2 is because there was a position not returned.
Yeah, that's
Fine by
that's
me.
argument.
I would not argue with that.
So vast,
I am perfectly okay with 2.
so vast majority state 2. 2 DWP for Danny. All agreed?
Yeah.
Or do we want to go
Yeah.
back?
Yeah.
Just
All
what
agreed?
I've written up. Just what I've written up. Car 86 was dictating the line to the corner, but 44 was close enough to be afforded space, which they were given. But they go a little bit wide, hit car 86, and though the overtake is completed, position is not returned to DWP. That sound about right?
Yep.
Are we settled on this? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and look at this in my own time. Next incident. Lap 13, car 8. So Denak 54 again is reporting hoot wheels. It reads, I was fighting for position against Sephi in front while hoot wheels were chasing me behind. Is this a repeat? No, it's different. Coming up to the S's at turn 8, Hoot misjudges their braking point and hits me in the rear, causing me to surge forward to the grass and almost spin out of control. Note that Hoot makes no attempt at trying to let me recover my position after they had pushed me off track, but rather immediately goes for an overtaking move on my inside until I shut the door on them. This also happened after they had already collided with me on an early lap and caused me to lose positions.
What lap, sorry?
Lap 13.
Oh, 13. The S is...
Yeah,
This
so
bit?
here.
Right, okay. Okay, so here we go. We're on Denak.
Oh, still at half speed. Yep.
Okay. No, go back a little bit further. Anyone else need to see anything else?
Just top down view. Because I want to see if there was a point of contact.
What?
There
Do
was
you want-
definitely contact.
Yeah, I was going to say, you want to see if there was contact on...
No, it's just that
There was
Do
definitely
birds
contact.
fly?
yeah.
In this
They-
case,
Yes.
yes.
They are.
Yes,
Yeah, there
birds
was
do
contact.
fly.
I mean, I feel like it was pretty obvious the fact that suddenly Denak's car gained like 20 kph and shot into the grass. Like, I know turbochargers are good things, but when you're not on the throttle, they don't work that way.
I mean, Denak is on the throttle here, trying to avoid
Yeah.
getting rear-ended. So
Yeah, that's why I just wanted to double check.
To be honest, I'm normally on throttle at that point. That's not unnatural to be on throttle there.
Well, hell.
Double check this view, Nate.
I just want to point out, I checked Denak's stream, and like his game did detect that as a collision. So
Yeah. So it's not as daft as it sounds.
I think I have an opinion.
I've got one as well.
Yep. Who wants to go first then?
Bolly?
I want to say no harm, no foul, but racing incident. Or maybe a warning. Like there was, okay, it's not a racing incident because there was clearly fault on 759, but I don't think this is penalty worthy. By the book, it might be. I'm not sure. There's definitely more falls onto 759, but I don't know how I'd actually put it.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
It's difficult to explain.
I would say 1 for like. It's driving standards we hold, isn't it? Not careless
Yeah.
driving, but I'd say 1 because you've missed your brakes and punted someone off. Like that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 contact, but no advantage gain.
Anyone
I was-
else?
I was gonna go warning, contact, no advantage gained. Warning 2.
I'm kind of thinking 1 because it kind of looked like Danik might have had to try to avoid getting rear-ended. So
Mm-hmm.
It's a slam 1 for me. I just straight into the back of them. I
Yeah.
can't see anything else.
Okay.
Hey, one
that's
DWP.
1 to Hoot. Yep.
So next instant is lap 18, turn 2. Car 62 Joker is reporting hoot wheels. The instant reads, not going for the move, but hoot moves under brakes. Didn't affect me more than a jump scare, but it should be avoided, specifically under blue flags. Or especially under blue flags, apologies.
Is this turn 2 when we were all looking at turn 1, or is this actually turn 2 after turn 1?
I'd probably say
turn
it's
2 if you count the kink as turn
Kink,
1.
yeah.
the kink is turn 1.
So this would be the turn 2.
We'll go again on that one.
I may have opinion already. Well, let's go through.
I have one, but I don't know how it'll be perceived.
Likewise.
Okay, well, I'm going to go first then.
Go on then, Nick.
I feel like we just note this because there was no incident. Like, agreed, it would be scary from Joker as the lapping car, but there was no incident. So I just say it's a note to not suddenly jink around on the brakes, regardless whether you're in traffic or alone.
I'm going to be a bit more blunt on that. Movement under braking. And that one, yes, there's no incident. It's just the fact the manner of it felt like it was an intentional attempt to block.
That is that is a very
Like they might have thought it might be someone trying to overtake and not realise it was a blue flag situation. It just, I didn't like that jink when,
I mean,
especially that late in the braking.
considering they're doing it right in front of a marshal post with 1-2 blue flags waving.
Yeah.
Like, it's.
What if they just lose the car a bit and that's not their fault?
It doesn't look like they've lost the car.
No.
Has that actually been
steered to
steering
the right.
input?
There was steering input to the right.
Yeah.
Like the wheel would drift to the left if it was rear locking.
My opinion is there's definitely a penalty in that one. Yes, there's no contact, but it's movement under braking, unpredictability, and blue flag infringement.
So, well, blue flags are advisory, remember, as long as they aren't blocking.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could, depending how you look at this, you could constitute this as blocking. So actually,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
fine.
do want to ask you this. If they were on the line that naturally drove them to that outside, so they were, say, entering the braking zone. They were still here, but they
Yeah.
were on a line to drive themselves to the outside of the track there, just gradually instead of a jink. Would you see that differently?
I would, because it'd be more predictable.
I'm seeing something a little bit different.
So the way I see this is, so I'm stuttering over my
we
go
got
for it.
issues in our chat, private dating thing. So
Yeah,
Oh,
can't have a
I
YouTube
got
stream
one.
without him.
Yeah,
Monster out.
The way I see it, so the reason I asked you that, Blade, is because it wouldn't be unusual for me to see a car leading into a braking zone and then realizing the car
Yeah.
behind them is not going to overtake them, so they naturally drift over to that outside line so they can take a
Yeah.
racing line.
Correct.
That I wouldn't have an issue with. That's why I wanted to ask you that specifically.
Yeah, it's just that this one just felt it jinked, like it's trying to defend.
Yeah,
rather than-
the issue I have is the sudden jink under braking. I don't think you could put it down to blocking. I don't think it was with the intent to defend a position, but it is unpredictable, and I very much don't like any movement under braking. So I would have to lean into some like a 1 DWP for this.
Yeah, I agree. 1 DWP.
Can I jump in?
Yep.
So this, at the moment, with the way Hoot's going towards the corner and braking at the moment, my personal opinion here is that she's gone for a line and then realised she might not make the corner properly. So therefore she pulls it over to the right after releasing the brakes a little bit to then continue forward to get a better line through turn 1, potentially looking at lining up a move coming out of turn 1, as you can see here on car 89, potentially.
So my
Isn't that
counterpoint to that
basically
is though is if you are say she was too late and missed her braking, you want to keep the car as straight as possible to keep the most efficient braking.
Yeah.
And that, but then also additional to that, say that okay, she was changing her line. This wasn't a okay, I'm setting this up, entering the braking zone. I see you're defending, so I'm going to take the outside, open up the line, cut back, whatever it might be, or go around the outside. This was a middle of the braking zone, in traffic, sudden jink. Like this very easily could have resulted in a very severe collision, especially if Joker sent it under brakes there to try to go around the outside, especially overtaking lap traffic. Like knowing that you're going to be better under the brakes, this could have easily ended in a racing and ending incident for both of them.
Yeah.
It is very, very dangerous, and I really dislike any kind of movement under braking, especially unpredictable.
Okay, just a second. Saber, we haven't heard from you in a while.
I'm voting like warning for this.
A warning for this, okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else got a...
It's right down the middle. It's very difficult to. On the face of it, I'm having to agree maybe more with the DWP.
Yeah.
It's unpredictability. Especially if they know that, as we say, they've got, a car behind them. They need to drive in a predictable manner when being lapped, potentially.
I'm on a warning, personally.
But I mean, okay, so let's just vote it up just for simplicity's sake, so we don't fight over menial things, and we can finish out our stewards. So I think that was me and Blade are one. Wally,
I'm leaning towards one.
Okay. And then Nate.
I'm good for a warning. I don't believe this to be a penalty.
And then Snow, you were warning too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was warning as well, so.
So then that would go up to Snow making a final call, and then because that's since we don't have an odd number here.
Well, the two senior stewards have said warning.
Yeah.
Although Nate's...
Can you just roll
not-
it back from like the turn 1?
Last thing I'd ever consider Nate a senior, though. I mean, juvenile man in here.
Gosh.
I don't know. It just generally looks like Hoot doesn't really have control of the car. I don't know if that's due to damage or not.
My biggest thing is
That's
just
what I was trying to say.
I can't
Um,
see any reason why. I mean, if yes, there's damage to the car, but it looks like they've already been driving like this for a few laps, so they would know.
The input says otherwise to me, Nate.
Okay,
It was a clear looking to the right.
I think we've argued this long enough, and we've not really come to a decision on it, so I'm going to jump in. I'm personally willing to put a note on this for the movement under braking. And no
What, a note
penalty.
and give them a warning.
No, not a note and give him the warning. A note on the moving under braking. It was a dangerous move to make. There wasn't any cars. There wasn't any contact with any of the cars. There wasn't a dive in there. It was moving under braking. But we haven't had a collision out of it. No one's lost places out of it. Joker stayed where he was. Hoot stayed where she was. Seffi and Slowbird, that were also in the scene as well, stayed where they were. You can't really call it an incident, a racing incident, because there's not two cars here that have made a mistake here. So personally, I think we should note this as something you shouldn't do, but I don't think we should penalise for it. Not everything is worth giving a penalty for, even if
I
it's
can
a
agree with
warning.
that.
I would argue, though, if you say that don't do this, but hey, this person did it, and we're not going to penalize them for it, sets an example of
Sets the wrong
hey,
precedent.
sets the wrong precedent. It's hey, we don't like this, but we're not
We are-
gonna. So
I'm sorry.
I would argue you either pick. You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's either just warning or you DWP with that note.
Yeah.
It's got to be one or the other. You would be contradicting yourself to warn them and then say, don't do this, otherwise we're going to penalize you.
Right, Nate, what do you want to do?
Right, well, I think ultimately because there was literally no incident, Joker literally said it was more of a jump scare than anything else. Like, it's a warning. Like, a warning, no further act. Well, I suppose warning, no further action is the same thing, but just a warning to Hoot to just like not move on the brakes. That's it. And like it sets a precedent. Like it's a warning for moving on the brake, and if you do it, like it will be investigated. And obviously, stewards are allowed to apply different penalties to similar incidents. So if someone moves under brakes and they clatter a car off in the next race, we can penalise that. We don't have to have fixed penalties for the same or similar incidents. We can be flexible with them if we need to be. So this is a warning because nothing happened. It's more of a watch what you're doing. Don't do this again.
Yep. Okay.
Yep, warning.
That's fair.
Warning to car 75.9 driving standards, effectively.
Yes,
Notice
please.
moving on a braking car 62.
Final
behind them.
incident. Lap 36, turn 0. Danny, car 44, reporting Rennie Yacht 521. Start finish at checkered flag. Rennie spun their car, presumably because the race ended, and effectively rammed me off the track. Even if it's not on purpose, it's still driving misconduct.
We had a talk about this last season in GT3, didn't we?
We did.
We have spoken about this at least once. There is still, you are still to kind of observe.
Oof.
I mean, does anyone else really need to see any other angles from that?
I just want to see what.
We'll
I
see
didn't want to
theirs
see
first,
from
Yeah.
their POV.
just in case.
Everyone wants to see it snow. Yeah, down 37, car 37.
Second to last car, yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right, we'll go through all of it.
Oh, I just need their view basically.
I have an opinion, and it's going to be very, very harsh.
I think I'm first on the same line as Bolly.
Pretty torn on this one.
I'm not. Did we not write something in the sporting regulations after the Laguna Seca incident?
100%.
We have
We did,
110%.
Then it's. I'm sorry, for me, it's a slam dunk for DWP.
Yep,
Yeah.
agreed.
I
Definitely
thought it was
wasn't on
more
purpose.
severe than that. I
Yeah.
thought it was a DQ from the event.
Oh, is that?
I thought it was a DQ from the event, and repeat offenses can be season long, if I'm not mistaken. So please
We need
check
to
Yes,
that.
somebody-
no, you are right. We were talking about DQing that driver, but they withdrew from the series, so we couldn't DQ them. Oh, I mean,
That-
by our own standards, we would have to DQ this car.
We would, yeah.
Is it written in the rules? That's what we do.
I think we might have written it in the rules, yes.
I know we
Well-
had a very long talk about it.
Was it
Yeah.
not in? Oh no, it wasn't even intentional contact, was it? It was just.
No,
This
it
isn't
wasn't.
intentional contact.
Yeah, no,
This
no,
is-
I know. But nor was
This
the
is-
other drivers at Laguna Seca.
The rules and regulations apply until everyone is back in the pits. End of story. This is a flagrant breach.
This one was we had a big whole thing about it. We can't step back on that, and I
You know,
wouldn't want
I'm
to anyways.
So okay, let's get there. Are we all agreed on DSQ car 521 for?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think we have a choice.
It's
Oh, we
written
do
in the
have a
rules.
choice.
I would
It's-
also note it that future incidents involving this can result in a season-long suspension because that is what has been set as a precedent. It is kind of
That's
Do-
repeated offences, yes.
yeah, that's what I'm saying for a repeated offense. So that way there's no excuse if you come in and do this again. Hey, you're done if you do this again. Quite simple. It's because we had the whole incident, especially people with direct drives. It can very easily
Yeah.
cause injury.
We're going off on a tangent a little bit.
I'm
Well,
just quickly scouting
well,
through the rules.
That
to
was
see
the
if we...
that was the whole reason
Yeah.
we had the whole thing though.
Yeah,
Was
but,
why I wanted to add that.
Just to
With,
clarify, the reason why it's torn is I knew it's going to be DSQ, even if it's unintentional, but we put that rules there for a reason.
it sucks, but there's
Yeah.
you can't back down on that.
You can't. It's one of those. It is one of those moments, but yeah.
I don't know if I'm reading the old rule set, but I don't know if we updated it or not.
Does it
That
say
Laguna Seca
1.1.0 at the top? If it's 1.1.0, those ones haven't been released yet. It's
No. I think I might be reading old regulations. Where's the steward, by the way? The problem is though, we like this incident is so niche that like it's like
Was
not
that-
one I
Question.
was ever prepared for. Yeah.
this is
The
why I
Laguna
wish.
Se-
Go ahead.
Let Bolly speak.
the Laguna Seca incident, was that the one where something happened in the pit lane?
No,
No,
this
no.
was at the end of the race. A frustrated driver just floored it into the second corner and collected
Right,
two
gotcha.
cars.
Okay, I might not have been shooting at that point. I might have missed that one.
Yeah,
You
I
might have
missed that
missed
one.
it.
But we did
Yeah.
have something with another driver at Monza that basically went straight through the pit lane at full pelt. And
That
just
one we said exactly.
yeah,
That one, there was an explicit regulation against it, and we said 3DW pay for breach of this. And if we've said before, oh, but this is DQ, then like there's no.
I wish we still had the old GT3 stewards logs because that we had a specific note in there about it. Like we made a grand old announcement about it because it was such an issue.
yep, we did.
Okay, so we're coming back to it again. What do we want to do about it?
For me, I mean, I don't see anything else other than DSQ.
DSQ.
All agreed. DSQ 521.
It's harsh, but like it's the only choice.
Okay.
On the bright
so-
side for them, they're in second to last. So I mean,
Brilliant.
I'm just saying.
No loss.
Yeah, but it's not the point though, is it? It's still
No, it is the precedent that it's unacceptable. We have mentioned it before, and
Okay, so automatic applied 9 DWP, which issues a DSQ on Simstrata.
Yeah.
DSQ'd from Kyalami.
Yeah, I'll apply that.
Yep.
Right, so that's it. We've got through all
That's
the
it,
instants
guys.
then.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you everyone for watching and grinning and bearing it with us. This is a one-off event though. We're not going to be doing this every week, and you
I
can
mean,
now
I
see
think this
why.
went quite well.
It did go really well. It was good fun. Especially good
I
fun
say we
to
put
do
it
it
to a
live.
vote.
We'll put it. I'll tell you what. Why don't we put it to a vote for the rest of the racers rather than just the stewards?
Yeah, we'll put it to a vote to the guys and see what they want to do.
Excellent. Right then. Well, on that note, and on that bombshell. Oh no, that's copyright. We'll call it an end there. So thank you very much for watching. And good night from me.
And how are you later?
Oh God. Send it now. Just switch it off. Just switch it off.